If you are born in Colorado, you can call yourself a native, even put it on a bumper sticker if you choose. If you're born in the United States, you are an American, even if both of your parents are not here legally. That's birthright citizenship. President-elect Donald Trump says he wants to get rid of birthright citizenship. Our Angeline McCall looks at the piece of paper stopping Trump, the U.S. Constitution.
Promises from Washington, D.C. that would impact mixed-status families.
Promise to end birthright citizenship on day one. Is that still your plan?
Yeah, absolutely.
Trump re-emphasized in an NBC interview his plans to revoke birthright citizenship.
There are some fairly strict requirements that have to be followed for a constitutional amendment.
DU law professor Ian Farrell says in order to change the 14th Amendment, Trump would need support of a supermajority, 2/3 of both the House and Senate.
I don't see that happening at the moment.
Plus, ratification by 38 states.
Both of those are extremely challenging in any context, but especially in the context of the current sort of polarization and lack of bipartisan support.
Conservatives are questioning the language of the 14th Amendment. They argue the words subject to the jurisdiction thereof, saying they exclude immigrants who entered without documentation.
I don't think it's a strong theory at all. I think that there are few things that are clearer in the Constitution than that everyone has birthright citizenship.
The threat made by Trump is one immigrant advocates like Raquel Lane Arellano are taking seriously.
What's really scary is that it's a slippery slope. When you start to take away basic rights from one group, it makes it easier to take away those basic protections from everyone, which is the example here, right, with birthright citizenship. So I think it would devastate Colorado, and there are thousands of families in Colorado that would be impacted. Hundreds of thousands.
Advocates are seeing families prepare for the worst case scenarios in a situation law experts say is unlikely, but not totally impossible.
I would feel, to be honest, that if the US Supreme Court were to say that birthright citizenship does not extend to people who entered the country without the appropriate documents, we basically don't have a constitution anymore at that point.
Those words being used to argue this case in the jurisdiction thereof have largely been agreed to that in the past it refers to people outside of the United States, so for instance diplomats or ambassadors, not the immigrant community. Kyle.
So when these experts are talking about this going to the Supreme Court, they're talking about a scenario in which there's not a constitutional amendment, but basically where Trump or his allies stop recognizing birthright citizenship and basically say, so sue us, take us to court if we won't give a passport to an immigrant child or something like that.
Yeah, that's what Professor Farrell was saying essentially, is that is sort of, his concern is that he says it goes through the courts and he says, well, I'm going to do it my way. I want to do it this way. I think I'm right anyways. That's a totally different situation than what we know to be true right in the past when you actually follow the process to get an amendment like this changed.
Yeah, if the court were to do that, it certainly would upend 100+ years of legal scholarship on that issue. Angeline, thank you very much.